I think the ways that we're moved by the music are the ways that we seek to understand it more deeply. Performers and scholars have a lot to say to each other, and there's a possibility for being both moved by a piece and intensely curious about it, and achieving a kind of synthesis of understanding that I at least hadn't experienced in quite that form after a sort of pure concert or after a pure presentation.
The idea of having both an academic conference, that is having scholarly presentations, followed by performances of the full cycles, would be a wonderful idea and address this basic idea that here's a bunch of important music that nobody knows.
There's so much great music out there, and we tend to hear the same things, and so I really like that they're kind of bringing some of these things into the light.
There are issues that the poetry, that the text of this music speaks to, that are not just musical but are essentially human. These issues are, of course, expressed through music, but have broader meaning than just the context of the piece in which they're performed. So I think some of that meaning can be revealed by taking the time to dig in and talk about the piece and how the music and the text relate to each other, how they together express some sort of meaning. And then, of course, hearing a performance of the piece that allows this to be brought to life.
In this College of Music, performance matters. So this conference really does reflect what is important and what's definitive of the College of Music and students' experience here.
We want students to understand the materials and structure of music. We want them to understand how it goes, how it's made. And we want them to be able to apply that understanding toward their performance, toward their listening.
To be able to learn a cycle and digest it and bring it to a performance-ready state, and then to get to hear this research presentation, in my case by Dr. Dahlman, was fantastic. And I was able to notice some things of, oh yeah, I caught that too, or wow, that never occurred to me. That's a great insight.
And so I think that's great for voice students to see, and theory students to see, and pianists to see, and everyone to work together and see how this is true collaboration.